We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro?
Run stuff.
Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystems. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for another Ordinal Hour, and it's going to be an amazing one. It's Friday. It's the end of May, right? So if you're going to sell in May and go away, it has to be today. There's a lot of rhyming in there, Dr. Seuss, but that's it. We'll see. This is kind of like the last part of the sell in May go away. There's no more May after this, right? So either they're going to do it or they're not, and we'll find out. And then probably in around 7 hours on the daily close, it comes around 8 o'clock, which is 0 UTC, and we'll get our candle. We'll get our candle. We'll get our our dot for the end of the month. And I think that's going to be really big. It's going to be a real big telltale, and see what happens in June. If we kind of like fly up today, which nobody is thinking. I mean, we have some bad news. We did get some economic data today that was it was in line, right? And that's kind of what it is. Nothing's kind of like doing good or bad. Everything's kind of in line right now. And I know we do have we'll get some job numbers and stuff in a few weeks, and there's a lot to really kind of take from that, because June is going to be the rate cut or rate stall or whatever by Jerome, and that's gonna be really big. I think they're gonna cut in June. I think they have to. I think the debt is just too high to just keep paying, but we'll see. I know I'm one of the few people that think that, but we have a lot to cover today. Dog's running. I think Dog's going to pass Ordi within the next week or two, and that is going to be obviously huge for us in Runes. Absolutely huge. And on that note, let me bring in my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
TGIF. It is Friday, the end of the week, and the close of the month.
And the close of the month, end of the month, end of the week. Everything kind of comes down to today. How are you feeling about everything? Where's your head at right now?
It's a little bit erratic in terms of how to feel today, right? I feel like it was a little gloomy yesterday with what happened in with U.S. Politics and stuff like that. I didn't see Bitcoin really take as big of a hit as I expected, but then again, it's not like I think like 95% of legal experts are saying like he's not going to go to jail for this, because if he did, that would be like an anomaly outside of like comparable circumstances, right? With people that are charged with similar things. And so I think maybe that's why it didn't really take a big hit. And it's more of just like a awareness type of I think hit than it is with the markets and stuff like that. So but then today it started to run up and I was like, okay, we're gonna have a pretty good day. And then all of a sudden it looks like, you know, Bitcoin pretty much removed all those gains there, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think today and heading into the weekend, I expect some bleeding out to happen. That's what I
Yeah.
expect, but we don't know.
I feel the same way. I feel like it's just gonna not go so well today, but then the start of next week, I think we get right back at it. I think you know, it's gonna be a kind of crappy couple days. It's kind of like just let it rain a little bit and the flowers will grow. But I do think that this summer, you know, the summer, I think we're like 2 weeks away from the actual start of summer. When that starts, I think we're gonna hit that Bitcoin summer as well. And I think BitFi summer, I think we're gonna have a very hot summer in terms of gains. What do you think about that statement? What do you think about this summer being very spicy?
Yeah, I think, you know, the next actual week or so, we'll kind of get over that whole thing with Trump and all that stuff because I think they'll be pushing aside. Like he's going to appeal it and then kind of see what happens with that. Also, you know, there was some other news with a centralized exchange getting hacked. I think that's part of this morning's kind of dump too. But it is centralized exchange. It wasn't Bitcoin's network itself, so that's, you know, obviously that it's never been hacked. You know, and
Yeah.
that is one of the features of Bitcoin security, right? So
Yep.
I think we get kind of past this ending of May news and then see how June starts, but it might kind of dictate how June 1st goes, right? Because that was a big, you know,
Yeah.
supposedly turning point date.
Well, yeah. Well, June 1st too. It's on a Saturday, right? When markets are closed. So I think the real June 1st will start June 3rd on Monday morning. I think we'll kind of settle the stuff on the weekend. It's going to be nice this weekend in a lot of parts of United States anyway. I'm hearing it's going to be a beautiful weekend all over with a lot of rain last weekend. So I'm excited for just kind of touch grass and kind of you know, get ready for June. Get ready for the thing. But we do have this to talk about, and it's kind of depressing. But that's kind of what happens here in crypto, and in one of the few things we have to deal with on a daily freaking basis, it seems like. But a major Japanese cryptocurrency exchange has suffered a $305 million hack, losing 4,502 Bitcoin. So I have two questions in here. Will that Bitcoin, do you think, be sold? Or do you think that this is kind of just like, why would you sell that? Why would you sell that Bitcoin, right? Because you're going to put it in dollars, because then where are you going to do that at, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think about this thing? And is the market's going down because of the 4,500 Bitcoin thing going to get dumped on the market, or what are you thinking?
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe it's being dumped right now. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, look, guys, we know that this is kind of still that part of the industry that, I mean, you know, I think security gets tightened up as you know, technology evolves and stuff. Obviously, with quantum computing in the far, but maybe a little bit distant future, it's going to have to be tightened up, right? And so I just think that we're going through one of those moments. You know, I don't think it's a black swan or anything like that, but it's definitely a smear, in my opinion. But I think it's going to be a temporary smear. In terms of selling it, you know, I don't think that, I think they're going to be very strategic on how that happens, because how do you sell that, right, into a currency without KYC, or, you know, there's probably going to be ways for them to do it with mixers and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it sucks, but you know, we'll get through this. We've seen several like situations like this before.
Yeah, man. So, well, this will be you know, something in the past. But we talked about it already, but Bitcoin monthly close in 9 hours. 9 hours, we get our dot from Plan B, and we get a video from Plan B tomorrow. I'm excited for that. I'm usually like number 10 or number 20 view on that, which is I just love his the way he like breaks everything down for you. What do you think about the monthly close? What do you think about Bitcoin and you know, monthly close, the weekly close, everything, man? It's just everything's closing and then reopening.
I mean, look, I think that we're gonna get that red dot. That's probably, you know, on
First
top
one.
or not. Yeah, on top, or maybe even a little bit below the green the last blue dot that we had, right? But that's okay because all the other ones were like that, right? You know, we might go into this chop. You know, people have talked about this. You know, that we were going to probably chop through the summer. Some people like us, we were like, oh, maybe, you know, we bounced up. There's gonna be two different directions we head, and I think first week of June is going to be really telling. And plus, nothing ever plays out exactly how people predict. You know what I mean? Unless there's a very, very small percentage that hits the nail on the head. So, you know, you just got to be ready to pivot. In my case, it's like if we do chop, we go sideways, we're going to be in this every day. You guys are going to be in this every day because even if it's boring, you got to be in it. That's how you learn. That's how you get the feel of the timing the markets. That, you know, this is huge on learning how to time the markets. When things chop sideways, you're like, okay, this is what it feels like. This is what I need to be doing to be effective, efficient, stuff like that. So my suggestion, not advice, but suggestion is to say, still get your head. Keep your head in this stuff. Yes, go touch grass. You don't have to be as like urgent for things, but be in it every day. Touch on it every day. That's my suggestion. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I mean that same thing is just kind of you know, just always keep your head on a swivel, man. The bull market's coming, and when it's coming, it's going to be very stressful, and it's you're not going to know when to take profit. You're going to take profit too early. You're not going to take profit at all, and you're going to watch the dip. It's going to be insane. And I think this is the calm before the storm. I know we're going to get your charts before, but like we've been just chopping here. This is the calm before something is going to happen. Either we're going to dip or not. But you can take this all the way back. Dude, we've been in this range since February. Like, this has been absolutely insane. This is so boring, right? And we had some run-ups, some run-downs, and it's just like, but at the end of the day, we've just been range trading since February. Like, that's it. Like, we haven't done anything. Like, this is the most calm I've ever seen Bitcoin. And people are going, it's just so funny too. It's like, oh, we're going to the moon. Oh, it's going to zero. We're going to the moon where it's going to zero. It's like that's it's like a whole month. It's the same shit. It's just but right now we're going to zero again, but you know, next week we're going to the moon. So
no. I mean, if you go back to the previous cycles, though, there was definitely periods of time where this happened, right? And I think what they said, like 2019 was horrible for a while, where it was like just so boring, right? And back and forth, and people were like, you know, did I make the right decision to believe in this, you know, crypto as a narrative and all these things? But what, you know, you stay with it every single day throughout 2019, and then you learn about all the new stuff that was coming to Ethereum in 2020 and what had been built in 2018 after the bull market in 2017. All those things, you stay in it every day, and guess what? Those are people that won bigly, as our guy Trump says. You know, they won huge because they were in it every day, and they were there, and they knew what was happening. You know, they were there, a part of the innovation period, and that's what we've been going through the past year, right? So
innovation. Yeah, I mean, for sure. But we'll jump into your charts if you won't mind showing us what you're seeing.
For sure.
Right now.
But before we do that, guys, if you are on the YouTube side, please subscribe if you're not subscribed to us. I mean, if you want to, but I don't know what you're doing if you're not. Hit that like, and then on the Twitter side, please share the space and hit that like as well. And let's get into some Bitcoin price action here, which is not the best looking chart, right? At the moment. I'm in the 5 minute because I'm degening, but let me move that to the hour. But the hour chart right here, same thing though, not really looking great. You know, this morning got a little tricked on the loop-de-loop here, where it went all the way up to almost 69, touched 69, and then started crashing down. And that news with the Japanese exchange came out, I think about 5 hours ago, right? So we're looking at about 6 a.m. Eastern, and now we've came all the way down from like 69,000 all the way down to 67,240, and it looks like it's continuing. You can see even like on the stochastic RSI, like we tried to get into the overbought area here. We didn't even make it above 80, right? And so we just came right back down, and now we're about to be back into the oversold. So this is a sell-off, a bleed out that could, you know, it could go down. It could bring us down to maybe 66,000, 65. You said possibly 65 over the weekend, right? That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking we get down to like 66, and then before we bounce back up. I don't think we get to the bottom of the range, which is 56, but I think we kind of hit the little, I think it's like the weekly low. The weekly low is 60,000. I don't think we get down a lot that low, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's a thing though, like with our ecosystem,
64.
you know, with like runes and stuff. Like right now, dog go to the moon is something that's running, but its momentum is getting killed a little bit right now, because like, you know, the dollar signs is what people look at, right?
Mhm.
And so whenever like dog go to the moon is trying to run and keep this momentum going, Bitcoin's coming down, and that dollar amount is like, even if dog go to the moon goes up, it's like either staying level or barely going up, but mostly it's kind of, you can see like it's decreasing now, like it's going down a little bit, which makes sense because Bitcoin is what it's denominated in, right? So I think that we might see even like just kind of the whole runes ecosystem was probably overexhausted a little bit too. We might see a pullback over the weekend, but if we can, you know, start next week strong, we might see that momentum kind of pick back up early Monday.
Yeah, man. All right. We'll move on to some more fun stuff, because Bitcoin is not fun today. We're into the roll call. Let's see who's here. We got Danny Boy in that number one spot. Congratulations, my friend Danny. It's been a while since you got the number one spot. I think over a week, man. Congratulations to you. You, sir, you win today. It says first is first, baby. First is first. And that second spot, we got Rune's home run. He had first spot a few times this week, so you're having a pretty good week yourself there. Let's see, PJNZ roll call present. PJNZ is here. I walk alone. Howard Browner, he said fourth, baby. I walk alone says smash that like button. Please do that, guys. Crypto Cats is here. She says I will see you in 9 hours. I will be here at my desk. Let me see. We got Yazir, always here. Welcome to the show, my friend. Sixes, Ordinal Tweets, super fan. Rick G is here. Ebuck is in the building, man. He said, can't wait. Always make the roll call, but I can't always make the roll call, but always listening, my man. We got no in the building. Patty Poo hit me with this in my DMs, dude. He's like, Trump not guilty, 100x. This man is out here pumping his thing today. Mr. Cheedy, Monty So New, Chief Axel, Crypto Hot News, Tim AOD Art Baker, man. Welcome to the show. Johnny Utah, Ant-Man, Bitrens, TKO, Crypto Hot News, Akala, Dan H, DJ, and then we have Christian Jensen. Welcome to the show, Christian. I think it's your first. I haven't seen you before. Maybe I have.
Yeah. I think it's the first time.
Your name. Yeah. And then we have Sayin. Welcome to the show. Let's get it.
For sure, guys. 150 people in here. We appreciate you guys, spending this Friday with us. And Danny, I have faith in your Timberwolves for next season. That's a young, good team. That was a good series. I mean, you guys put up somewhat of a fight. Like at the end, it was not so much. But anyways, I'm excited to kind of see what happens to Runes, because what do you think? Do you think like Bitcoin's bleed out is going to affect it negatively?
Oh, of course. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. That's how people get their mood. I mean, that's what I do. When Bitcoin's going up, I buy. Right? When Bitcoin's going down, I don't buy. I'm not going to buy it. Like I was buying all. Well, yeah. I mean, but no. So when Bitcoin's up, I buy Runes. That's what I mean. I don't buy Bitcoin. And then when Bitcoin's going down, I kind of sell my Runes into Bitcoin, right? Because that's just kind of how it goes there. So I've been buying all week. I'm sitting on some really nice bags, and I'm probably not gonna do anything, honestly. I might take some profit in a few, because there's a few I'm up like insane amount on, but nothing crazy. And everything I have, besides maybe like a few, I wouldn't want to hold long term. So this is the time in the market when Bitcoin's going down. I sell the stuff that I don't want to hold long term anyway, and potentially get it back cheaper for short-term trades. Maybe Sunday. I'm probably gonna be buying on Sunday. Sunday morning when I wake up, probably before we do our weekend update, I'll probably start buying stuff, because that buy on Sunday, sell on Wednesday trade has been working like a charm. So
yeah, no, I agree. It has been, but it's going to be interesting because it's weird. I look at my Runes portfolio right now. It's not that bad. Like the only one that's being kind of affected by it is Dog Go to the Moon a little bit, but hey, Bitcoin can do anything. We know that from being in this space for a while. So Bitcoin can say, you know what, and just like do a U-turn, and then we celebrate this weekend. But anyways, I was just curious on your mindset because you do pretty well with like your flipping, buy and flipping, especially as of late.
It's so easy. Like it's there's no skill involved. Like I seriously, and I can just show you.
Hey, you're making people feel bad about themselves.
No,
they're like, man, I can't do it.
No, it's just so easy. Like this is all I do. I come over here, I go to the 1 hour, I go to price, and I buy that. And then in a few hours, I sell it. It's so easy. And this has just been working. Like, and I go into the 10-minute and I go to the volume and I
buy that. I'm just kidding.
And and then I'll go down here and I'll just buy something. Like it's like I'm not doing anything special. I'm not looking at charts or anything like that. I'm just saying, oh, I'll put $300 in this, and I come back later at $300 is like 15.
I'm curious about your 1 hour strategy there, though. You said you go to 1 hour. You kind of buy the ones that have the highest like drop down. But you have to be looking at least one more indicator, right? Are you looking at like transactions within the last hour? Are you looking at anything else? Really? So like no matter what it is, if it's like the top one, then you're gonna buy it.
Clockwork. It's clockwork.
Wow.
Like it's seriously, I'm telling you, just buy this right now. Like not financial advice, but I guarantee you buy it like later. I mean, you got to give it like 12 hours. You got to give it like 8 to 12 hours. But I guarantee you, this is sitting here right now at 0.03. I bet you in a few hours, this is back to like 0.05. Like it's just been working for me. But that's the thing too, is like Bitcoin's going down right now, so it might not work right now. But when Bitcoin was just ranging and stuff like that, and dog was flying up, that was the thing. When dog was flying up, dog is that indicator. If you see dog moving again, that's when this really works. Because people are just trying to take some low trains. And I think that's what it was for me, why it was so easy the last couple of days. Because dog went from, 7 sats last Sunday to 12 yesterday, right? So you could have bought anything in that time frame and made money on it. So I don't know if it's going to continuously to work, but over the last couple of days, man, it's just been so easy. And like Jerome Pumpwell, I made like $3,000 on that one. Rickroll, it's just been so easy. Cats in the sats. Yeah, it's been fun,
so it seems like that strategy could definitely do well, like you said, whenever dog, which is the leading
dog's
running, because then at that point, like everybody's running, right? Like everything's running. So if you use that strategy, but like if like the market kind of cools off, I'll be worried about if like there's just like a soft rug or something where someone's trying to pump something, and then like the etchers end up selling it all, and then no one else wants to buy it, right? But when everybody's running, when everything's running because of dog, I could see that definitely being working, and until it calms down.
Yeah, right now with dog dropping, I probably wouldn't buy anything, but like on Sunday morning, I'm going to look at what's down the most on the weekend, and I'm probably just going to purchase that because it's just been so easy. And guys, I'm not throwing a lot of money in this either. I'm throwing like 0.05 of my portfolio, and I'm just messing around with that. But it's been so easy just buying things and just letting it run up and then sell it. I made Boku, like a lot of money on Rickroll, a lot of money on Jerome Pumpwell, a lot of money on Donald Trump MAGA. Oh, the Elon Mustang. That was super easy. As soon as I saw that one, it was at like 150K market cap. I was like, this is cheap. And I just threw $1,000 at it. An hour later, it was like $3,000. I was like, taking this. It was just, I don't know. It's just been so easy. Just so easy.
Yeah.
So that's bull market vibes though. That's big thing.
Yep. And it looks like dog go to the moon's picking back up. So maybe that momentum does carry over. Sometimes like when something is just taking, control of its own destiny, like Ordi did, before, right now, like even if Bitcoin's price is down, it's like the demand for it is so strong that it might just push through. And if that happens, that'd be crazy. It's sitting right under 800 million right now. So we talked about this before the show. When do you think 1 billion happens?
Well, it entered the top 100 on CoinMarketCap, right? Which I think is big. And I don't think people understand how big this is, because now when people are, when you open CoinMarketCap, you're on the front page when you're in the top 100. So obviously you're at the bottom, but you're on the, people are going to start looking now. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of times it only takes up the top 100. So when you hit that what was up the last hour, dog's going to be like in the top 10. Right, because it's just always up on the hourly. So this is huge. People are still going to start recognize it. They might not buy it or look for it. But then once it hits the exchanges, the bigger exchanges, and they see, oh wow, that I remember that dog. That's in the top 100. I'll trade it, right? And I think that's when you're gonna see the volume pick up, and that's when you see the price pick up. When the price on centralized exchanges moves with the volume, and the traders kind of push the volume, and the investors kind of come in and they buy things that they know is liquid and aren't going to go to zero, and I think that once you get in the top 100, I mean, that's it, right? And it's the hottest dog token, it's the newest dog token, and people love dog tokens, right? I mean, it's obvious. Dog with hat went from 0 to 300. Was it? No, I think 3 billion. And I think dog can get to 3 billion.
Yeah. Well, I do too, actually, because the big conversation in our space is, well, Ordi only got to like 1.5 billion, right? And how could dog get to 3 billion? And I think that Ordi did it kind of without like a huge marketing push, without huge influencers pushing it. Obviously, there were some. I think a lot of Chinese influencers were probably pushing it, but I think Doggo to the Moon definitely has like an army of like Western world like influencers pushing it. Which, is that good or bad? I don't know. All I know is that if you look at the other meme tokens, that when there's like an army of them pushing it, I mean, what is Pepe at now? It got to like crazy numbers the other day, right? Like 6 billion or more, something like that. And so I think the one thing that we got to have is dog get past 1.5 billion. Let's say it gets to 3 billion, and it has to maintain, in my opinion. We need one of the Bitcoin fungible tokens to maintain like an increasing market cap in the billions, and then compete with the other ones. And I don't know, like we talked about this many times before, it's obviously the UX that's kind of stopped that before, but when you're on centralized exchanges like Doge was before, it can really run. So,
and if this can get on something like Robinhood and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like that
Coinbase,
could be
Robinhood,
Robinhood.
That's a different story. Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like people can say like Ordi was fair, but like Ordi was like minted by like 150 people, right? Like 200 people maybe, but it was
like whoever was in the know.
I mean, it was not, there wasn't many people here then. Dog was airdropped to 70,000 people, right? Even maybe more than that, right? And then the Runestone on top of that was airdropped to 100,000 people. Like, so it's just one of those things where this is the most fairest meme token that ever existed. There's nothing that more fair than Dog was. And, that's why I think this is going to be, it's going to do pretty well when it hits the centralized exchanges. And I think Ordi is just boring. It's Ordi. It's short for ordinals, right? It doesn't, it's not, it's just a play. It's people see it as like a Bitcoin derivative at best. Doggo to the Moon is seen in different aspects of being a meme coin, being, a dog coin, being, the top Rune. PRC20s are old now, right? I mean, to the, they pumped already. They had their huge. This is time for Runes to really take that and go with it in a bigger ecosystem than BRC20s ran into, which I think is big. I think Dog can really get to 2 billion within the summer for sure. But I think the pass is already next week.
Yeah. So. I think it depends on your perspective of which one was more fair, right? Because I think when you think about like fair, you think about information out to the public, anybody can take advantage of. With a Runestone or a Dog goes to the Moon, it was fair, but it was fair to like people that got into ordinals early because they're the ones who got the airdrop, right?
Well, not new early, last year.
But I'm just saying, like new people, let's say that someone didn't get into ordinals last year, but they've known about ordinals and they heard about Runestone, and then that's not fair to them, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, right? So I think that it's just they're both fair in two different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one is what? Go ahead.
And anytime you bought Runestone, you're up right now. You could have bought Runestone last month, and you're still up.
I understand that, but like what I'm saying is like they didn't get airdrops, right? Like so people that were early got airdrops and got a bunch of free, right? Versus someone that had to buy on secondary. But at the end of the day, like I said, there's just two different perspectives on it in terms of free or fair. I think that someone obviously is kind of battling like with Ordi. If you look at Ordi's market cap today, it crossed back over $1 billion market cap. Yeah, so you can see that, and it was, I think, at 800 million or not 850 recently, right? So
Yep.
what do you think's happening here? Because like this is kind of weird, right? It's like, okay, now Ordi passes over 1 billion. Is
Yeah.
there camps that like are saying, okay, we want Ordi to remain king, or what do you think's happening?
Yeah, I think it's Francis Dune and Block. They're just they're just
They're not
throwing
that
all
they're
their
not that
money
rich.
into it. They're just throwing all their money into it, and they're trying to make sure that Ordi doesn't pay. Dog doesn't pass Ordi. And no, but I think it's people like them though. The BRC 20 guys who just didn't get into the runes at all, and they're just like, this layer 2 that the layer 1 foundation is building, because if you have the bridge, you're still in L2. It doesn't matter. That they're building there, it's actually going to do something. I don't see it. I think runes and the stuff coming for runes is going to be the top protocol here, and we'll see. I mean, I'll be happy to be wrong, but I just feel like runes is going to be the top thing, and it's only a matter of time before Dog shows that.
Gotcha. So does this them getting back over 1 billion market cap to you, is that, do you put like some more respect on it, or are you kind of like, it wasn't that far anyways?
I mean, what was it, like 900? I think we looked at it 880. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
880 million. I think that sounds right to me.
It's not that hard. It's you know what I mean? Like, it's only up 10%. Dog's up 50% since this is up 10%. Right. And Dog's,
you can't really compare those two, because
well,
like
when we looked at it,
one's coming up and one
880.
was already like established, right? So I think what you can do is, once like they're, let's say Dog does pass it, right?
Yeah.
I think
When
an Ordi stays at 1 billion or goes lower, then I think it's pretty defined as who's stronger, and right. But what if Ordi continually, increases as Dog increases as well? I actually think that's good for the entire Bitcoin ecosystem if that happens. But
I mean, it is good. I hope that, like, it'd be awesome if there's one token that's over 1 billion for every like real ecosystem. Whether that's one tap token over 1 billion, one BRC 20 over 1 billion, one Rune over 1 billion. That's amazing for us, because we become kind of what you've been talking about for a while, a multi meta protocol. Which Runes is not a meta protocol. Runes is kind of its own protocol, but we become that multiple aspect, where you got a bridge all over the place. But I mean, it becomes something different than anything that we've ever seen before, which I think needs to happen. I think we're kind of like tired of the the EVM type of stuff, and I think this is the next big thing.
Yeah, Jake actually, Jake.sats from Emblem Bolt posted something about, what layer L2s are to Ethereum, meta protocols are to Bitcoin. I agreed with that. Until the technology changes, then that could change, right? But there are some projects too that are looking to, develop wallets and stuff that are, basically interoperable, and making it seem like you're just trading tokens on Bitcoin, even though there's all these meta protocols. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the technology and all that stuff. But one thing you cannot deny is how strong Dog has been running, and I am definitely
100%.
agreeing with you on that.
All right. We'll kind of move on. Since we're already on runes, might as well just stay here. We'll jump over to the rune stuff really quickly. Kind of give you guys a rundown of like the pricing and everything on the rune stuff. So I'll pop this up. We got
we get to talk about your bags.
Yeah, we talk about your bags. So we got Fehu down 10%. I don't think anyone
can we skip that one? I'm just kidding.
I know. No one cares about Fehu. Dog's up 11% on the daily, so that's still pretty big from yesterday. We're still up from yesterday. Arctic down 1.5% on the day. Pups down 6%. Epic, dude, had an insane day yesterday.
Oh, it did. Had an epic
day. 49%. Huh? At an epic day?
Yesterday. Yeah. I saw that. It was weird. It got in the top like 5, and then did it drop out? Let's see. Oh, it's right there. It's still number 5.
Yeah. Number 5 will always love you, in the words of the great Donovan McNabb. Up 49%. Decentralized, down 1.4%. Satoshi, man, up 20%. This was at like $1.89 yesterday, so that's a pretty big run for that one.
Question for you on that one, real quick.
Yes, good.
So the entire Rune's ecosystem runs dogs at $1.8 billion. Does Satoshi Nakamoto go nuts as well, or do you feel like, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I do think
it seems like it's kind of following that trend for the little bit of a pump, right?
This was at $1. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this was I got in at like 98 cents. I got back in at like 98 cents. So this is up a lot. I mean, up 100%. I mean, dogs not even up 100%. I guess it's up multiple hundreds of percent because it got down from its low too. So, but still, I mean, yeah, I think this does run, and I think the problem is, and that 20%. I mean, that's always going to be the issue. 20% pre-mine. But that can be settled, and then this could go to $10.
Yeah.
If that's burned or airdrop.
Well, there's also some inscriptions on that wallet that talks about like certain burn dates and stuff like that, but we don't know what that could be and all that stuff. There's some, probably, anybody can send anything to anything, but my point that I'm making is that like we don't know what that is. You're right. That is something that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. But that aside, like if you look at the run with dog, it seems like Satoshi Nakamoto runs with runes, right? So runes go up, Satoshi Nakamoto go up. You know what I'm saying? Runes go down, Satoshi Nakamoto go down. So the gauge of Satoshi Nakamoto to me is really good indicator of how the runes ecosystem is going. And I think that's really interesting because it is number 6 and it was one of the first big ones that people were talking about. It got to 100 something million when it after launch and stuff like that. We'll see if it gets back there. I think it does though. I think it runs up really nice the first big run up. But we'll see.
100%. And we got Bank of Nakamoto dollar sitting minus 12%. Runes X Bitcoin sitting pretty flat on the day. Lobo up 15%. Lobo's been really following dog. It doesn't matter like what dog does, Lobo follows. So that's one thing. It's indicator if you're looking for a lower cap gem that follows dog pretty closely. Lobo is that. I mean, so what do you think about that one?
Well, I think that it was when it first launched a little bit, and then it kind of went down. I don't know if you remember that, but it went down for a while and it detached from dog. But then when they brought the staking mechanism back, it reattached itself, I feel like, and it's been really strong since then. So smart move. So maybe project founders that are in Runes, if maybe the performance isn't the best, you might have to pivot a little bit, like Lobo the pup did. So I think that was really clever and smart of them to do that. Honestly,
I agree. The next one we got Rune X. Cats and the Sats down 18%. This one's getting kind of beat up here. Back at where I bought at. I bought it on 81 cents, so not doing too well. Wanko Manko back to 20 cents, up 5% on the day. Zbit Blue Bitcoin up 62%. Shout out to Bitcoin Machines. This one is running, bro.
Nice. Not surprised. Just because we've seen, I feel like BTC Machines is that project and team that like they kind of go on their time. You know what I'm saying? Like to where they're just like, token number not go up. Don't worry, we're not worried. And then eventually token number price go up, right? Like that's how it was with Zbit on BRC20. And kind of is how all their products run. So not surprised that eventually it picked up. So we've met those guys in real life, and pretty cool team, I'd say. So I'm excited to see how the rest of their rollout happens.
And Mr. Lucky was at the same hotel we were at, so that was pretty cool. Up in New York, the Donald Trump down a little bit here with that news yesterday. I thought if that news would have came out where he was innocent, this would have pumped hard, but it didn't, and it did not. So let's see. Gop up 11%. Bones of Bitcoin up 19%. Nicholas Pi Runes down a little bit. Mr. Yen, bro, this got all the way up to about 32 cents yesterday. Cooling off a little bit here. Still up 8% from yesterday. I'm sorry, 28 cents, up 14% from yesterday. I looked at the wrong one. But what do you think about Mr. Yen?
I mean, Mr. Yen never surprises me, right? Hardworking guy, loves his family. But the thing about Mr. Yen is this. The holder count is, I wish it was a little bit higher, but it's growing. It's at 1624 right now as I speak, but it was at 1400 for a while. So I think people are starting to realize that this meme has the it factor when it comes to meme. Every day that person behind the team it puts out a fire meme, I always share it just because I love it. But yeah, great performance yesterday at 32 cents, dude. Like that's amazing. And I think it will also continue to run. You know, there's definitely some big people that are in this project now that just love the energy with it. And so you kind of told me you think this could get to a dollar possibly.
Oh yeah, easily.
That'd be huge.
$1 is 21 million market cap. That's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the cat's up at 18, like cats and sats. This is easily getting to $1. If it gets to $10, that would surprise me. But $1, pretty easily.
In a big run, I think it could get to $10 though. You had tokens like you had tokens like BTCS that got to $10. You had MMSS is a 21 million supply at BRC20. I think it got to like $5-7 or something like that, possibly. I could be wrong about that. If my memory serves me correctly, it was around there. So I mean, it could definitely run up there. We're looking at right below $6 million market cap right now. So that would be about a about a like 15x, I think. Would be about a little over 15x if it got to 100 million. So
yep. Meme economics up 8% on the day. Arcano Capos down a little bit. Intergalactic down 11% on the day. BTC Trump runes. A lot of Trump coins right now. Elsa is up 2%. Uncommon Goods is up 11%, saying 92 cents. Wow. We don't talk about Uncommon Goods much at all. Are you bullish on that at all?
I mean, I guess I'm just kind of like everybody else. Long term, you know, I think it will be effective. It actually might. Yeah, I think it's going to be like a long term thing. It probably will pump maybe in like 2025 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not right now. And I think probably I should be paying more attention to it because the people that are probably know exactly when they're going to enter it, or you know, have already been strategically buying it whenever it makes sense. So,
well, right now it's actually cheaper to buy it than it is to mint. If you would mint this right now, you'd be paying around like $2 per, because it's only one per mint, so you're paying around $2 per Uncommon Goods and sitting at 92 cents. So I just don't see why people are minting this, but they're minting this every single day.
Yeah. Which one? The Uncommon Goods?
Uncommon Goods, yeah.
I mean, there's a strategy behind it, right? And we should probably look into that a little bit further because it's easy to kind of see what's right in front of your face, what's hot, you know? And 100%. That's just the hot one right now. And Dog to the Moon is leading the way.
Yep. There's not really much on here I want to get to here, so we'll kind of finish this here. All right. I did want to jump over to the digital artifacts really quickly because a lot of people in our chat right now are talking about a few of these. I'm going to go to the daily for this one because things have been hot the last day. I do not want to look at No Monkeys right now. Let's see. My PC's like, hey, you want to look at No Monkeys? But let's see. Top. What is this one? Volume.
What is it?
Here we go. We're good. I just wasn't on volume. Frux is that first one. Man, Frux beat everything. Up sitting at 0.0082. This is a pretty cool project here. Sitting at what do you think about this one? It kind of has like a frogs and puppets. Like puppets vibe. Yeah.
It does. It does have a puppets and frogs vibe, that's for sure.
What is it?
Almost makes me think that the people behind puppets are behind this, right?
And if they are, I mean,
then they got the cabal with them, and would make all the sense in the world that they're the number one in volume. You know, so hey, look, if you can flip and make profit, you can flip and make profit, and you know, I ain't hating on that. So, you know. Do I like the art and stuff? Not really, but hey, it's running. It's popular right now. So shout out to Nocturnal and who else was it yesterday that brought this to our attention?
Yeah,
there's a couple people in our community that brought it to our attention. Hope you guys bought a lot of those Frux.
Yeah, because
you're probably doing well now.
I agree. No Monkeys in that second spot. Up from it got all the way down to 0.21. Up it back up to 0.262. Runestone, kind of hanging out when dog runs. Runestone kind of goes up, but sitting at 0.0012. You could have got this for 0.009 last week.
Yeah,
0,
I think they're about to do.
0.09, so.
I think they're about to do another drop.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing it on the timeline. I think it's whenever dog goes to 1 billion, maybe.
Okay.
But I'm not sure exactly what the stipulations is, what they decide on. But people are anticipating that, and that's why I think that price is going up.
Makes sense. Bitcoin puppets sitting at 0.149. The Royals. This is a new one. By the Black Runners guys, right? Or someone from their team.
DMC. Well, I think it's the team that was redacted. I think somebody from that team was a part of this launch.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of the Nat Cats, right? When they first dropped, where there's no images. So.
Yeah. Magic Eden just needs to get on that with and they'll update it. It just takes time. They're probably super busy, but I think you could probably see the images on maybe Inscribe Marketplace or whatever marketplace that they're using over there. But Bitcoin Babies is also, I think they were people that got like whitelist on that because they're similar with that. So I don't know. I saw a hoodie Royal that looked pretty cool. I'm not like huge on that, like just like straight line art, but there was a pretty cool looking hoodie that I saw. I think Iman posted it. So.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Now that you say that, yeah. You're right. Yep. All right. And now we'll look at let me see. Ordinal Maxi Bid sitting at 0.28. This came down a lot, but kind of hanging out. This, I was thinking. This reminds me of right before, like, we're not ordinals or dead period, right before, like, things are taking off. This got down to, like, 0.12 for the green eyes. And I was thinking there, I was like, man, I should really get one. And I kind of feel the same right here at 0.28, that same feeling of, like, wow, this is a lot cheaper than it was. I mean, these were sitting at 0.4, 0.5 for the longest time. And people paid 1 Bitcoin for some of these, right? So I think the cabal is going to come in here and start buying these again soon. I just have that feeling. I wouldn't be surprised if this was back at 0.4 next week. But
yeah, I remember that. It was whenever the Node Monks was really taking off, right?
Yeah.
And frogs were still sitting pretty okay. I think they were like 0.18, 0.2.
Yeah.
And then the puppets, that's when the puppets first started taking off, I think. So you're talking about February-ish, I think. Maybe a little bit later. I can't get my time frame down right now, but you're absolutely right. The OMBs got really cheap, and we're like, what's happening? And then once they announced that if you had an OMB, you get whitelisted price for the orange eyes, that's whenever they shot up, right? They shot up like crazy, and they went over 1 Bitcoin. So they were the first, like, I would say larger than, I don't know, 1,500 collection to go over a Bitcoin for the floor. And you're right, that might be something that happens to where they go price, but they're gonna have to probably find another reason to get people to jack up the prices again.
I think don't they have a Rune or something too, or maybe not? I don't know.
I don't want to talk about that. Like, I was
Quantum Cats sitting at 0.3, Bitcoin Frog sitting at 0.06. The Ninjas finally under that 0.1 mark, sitting at 0.094. Promethean sitting at 0.0085. There's something coming with this and decentralized. We'll see. Natcats sitting at 0.023. I'm surprised that Natcats aren't higher. Normally when a derivative, I don't know if you would call the Royals a derivative, but
it's not
a sister project, I guess you would say.
No, it's weird. There's only like a class of itself, I would say. Like, so I would throw, don't get this confused for the way I'm about to say to people, because I don't consider them the same.
Yeah.
But I would throw the DMT art into a separate category, kind of like Bitmap has its own separate category. Right. So under the DMT art, you have Nat Cats, you have the frogs, you have the Nat frogs or whatever. And then now you have the Royals. So it's kind of like a category in itself. And I actually do like the fact that the art is different, because you can tell almost right away. That's one of the, UNATs or, one of the DMT projects. It's a DMT project. So.
Yeah,
but I'm surprised too. 0.025. they actually got their holder count up pretty good. Can
Yeah.
you click on it?
For what, the Nats?
Nat Cats, yeah, because it was like so low. So what's the holder count?
Damn. 8.
No, that's
that's what it's by. 3.5.
So 3.5. I think
Yeah.
whenever we saw it initially, when the price jacked up, it was only 2.5.
Yeah.
So it increased by 1,000. There was definitely a sell off because it was in the 4,000s, but
Yeah.
I do see this kind of being a little bit of value play, in my opinion. This is the first DMT project.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
The images are now on chain. That was kind of my
Yeah.
biggest argument from before. Was the images were off chain, kind of like bitmaps were, but they're on chain now. That's pretty cool. Good for them.
Yep.
Jumping back over here now. Let's see. I think that's it. Pizza Ninja, Promethean, Snack Hats, bitmaps. So people that have bitmaps on Merlin should be very happy because the Merlin bitmaps are going for more money than they are regular.
Are
I mean,
they?
they're like 1, 2, 1, 4 over there, 0, 0, and over here there's 0, 0, 0, 9. So people that are crying about that just needs to go to one of the marketplaces over there and potentially just sell it and rebuy it over here, do a little arbitrage. But
yeah, I'm looking at it right now, 0.00134.
Yep, crazy.
And this is the first time that's been the case, and I think you and I know why this is happening. Number one, I think I don't know if it's going to be a Rune and a BRC20, but there's 2 tokens that are going to be attached to these over on Merlin. We'll get more information and let you guys know, especially our members live stream. But
yep. Yeah, man. All right, and that'll include your digital artifact update for this week. But yeah, a lot of things moving, a lot of new things with Frux and the Royals. I do like the name of the Royals, I'm not gonna lie. But we did have a comment in here that I didn't know this, but the Royals art hasn't been revealed yet.
Yeah,
okay.
I think by a one by one individual basis is what he's saying.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because
so you do know what you have then. Like if you can get if you have a hoodie, you probably know you have a hoodie.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying like we've seen like it's kind of like the ink release to where you've seen the samples of it, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like we know what it looks like, but you just don't know. So maybe I worded that incorrectly. The reveal hasn't happened. We just leave it at that. The real reveal hasn't happened, but we know what they look like.
Gotcha. All right. We do have our man Raul's coming in about 10 minutes, but we're gonna get to a few more topics before he does. Rugs to riches. Did you see this? I think I showed it to you, but this is really cool. So this was something that was inscribed a couple days ago, or it might have been yesterday. But it's just a loading screen, right? So this might be like a pre-reveal, but it has a rune. So if you got a Luminex, there's Rugs to Riches, 210 million. All pre-mined. This could be pretty big. I mean, it has a rune, it has a thing. This is something that came on my radar here. This could be pretty cool. What do you think?
What do you know anything behind it?
No, nothing, and no one really does though because it's loading.
it's like forever indefinite loading period. No, so this is interesting. Like when I first saw that, I was thinking to myself, I was like, is this like a lottery thing? Because that would be so cool. Like the only problem would be like everybody that like won the lottery part and got like more coins than the other people would probably instantly sell it off and crush the floor. But that'd be cool if someone could like integrate some sort of mechanism towards like a lottery feel to it. Like everybody buys an ordinal and then like you wait and see what you get, and then you get that many amount of coins to where it wouldn't crush the floor. That'd be the only problem.
So I'm curious what they're going to do with this. Rugs to Riches sounds like an awesome ticker, but we'll see. I just wanted to bring you guys' attention. And then we're going to jump to
someone said real quick. Someone said that's from the Ordinal Rugs team. Just for clarity. Yep.
Gotcha. Track ecosystem validator update. So the validator came out yesterday, and I told you guys that I would be shocked that it got to the first one, but it looks like it's going to. It looks like it's potentially 150,000. So people do this are going to get the $75,000 worth of punk tokens. So I mean that's split. That's probably like $10 each. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you think it reaches any of these other goals, or maybe just this one? And do you think the people who thought they were going to get a bigger airdrop are just not throwing their track in here because the airdrop just was very, very small?
I think there's probably mixed feelings with that. You know, I'm sure that when France's perspective on that probably helped if for the people that watched that, that it was closer to kind of what what other teams are doing. It's like 1% more than what the other Bitcoin layer 2s are doing, other than Merlin's an anomaly. But at the end of the whole conversation, he was saying that yes, because it's been teased a lot for the track holders, that's where he could understand people getting frustrated. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's not that track holders aren't getting more, or aren't getting what other projects usually airdrop their community or anything like that. It's the fact that it's been teased for so long, and you just build that up, then
Well,
you
the
expect
thing
something
is, they did two snapshots, right? They did one in March and then one in I want to say either April, I think it was May. And I just assumed that it was going to be a lot bigger. But think if you held from, I mean, back in March, it was like $4 or $5, and you're holding today, it's $2.30. Like, I just thought that that just meant something more to this team. I don't know. I just thought that the holders and their ecosystem and their people just meant more to them than 6%. And I'm wrong, because I don't know. The team got 12%, and the advisors got 4%. So think about the advisors; they're getting potentially almost pretty close to what the people who actually are the community. That's pretty wild.
Well, again, Francis was saying that the team allocation is actually normal, maybe even a little bit under. And so the only thing that really stuck out to him was the 6%, and that's after he went back over it and looked at, or heard at the end. So I don't think the tokenomics are as weird as maybe it seems, but I think when someone has
you're comparing that, you guys are comparing that to L2s and stuff, something that doesn't have a community. That's the problem. So, like Francis, like he even said it at the end of that. He said, like, track holders been keeping this up for a long time. Track holders are the reason why Tap is anywhere near what it is going to be. Track holders are the reason why it got on the coin list. Like, track holders are the ecosystem. Track ecosystem. They are the ecosystem. There's a holder count. I'm sure that they showed that to CoinList. Say, like, we already have this ecosystem. Let's look at our Discord. Discord is big because of track holders.
Yeah, but I think that, my personal opinion, I think that the push over, the thing that pushed it over to get them on the coin list was they found the right backer that had the right connections and stuff.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. I could be wrong about that completely, but yes, Track's community is a big part of their success. Yes, who built that community? Benny built it. He curated it. Him and his team. Right now, so they're giving on average 1% more than what a lot of these other projects are doing for the airdrop. So yes, it's not significant in terms of like, oh, this is such a huge kickback, but it is a little like teeny bit higher. At the end of the day, it's going back to your original question about the ecosystem validator. Do I think they hit these goals? I do. And I do think they hit them, not necessarily all from the community. I think they have to kind of hit these goals, right? So whether that
you only
means
get 48 hours.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you think 500,000 tracks going to come in
maybe
here
not
in
maybe
48
not,
hours?
Maybe not, because a lot of the validators that from the bigger entities are going to have their own, right? So
Yeah,
this is the ecosystem validator. So yeah, maybe just that first one. But we'll see, I guess, if they really care that if these get hit that much, because if they do, then they're going to put there'll be capital deployed from different places.
I don't know why they even tried to get this goal. 1 million track locked up. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't see. And they're probably going to do. They're probably going to extend it from the 72 hours to like 72 days. That might be how long it takes to get 1 million track in here.
Yeah, but that is more than you expected, though, where they are now.
Well, I said 150,000. I'd be shocked, and we're still not there yet. So
yeah, but you probably thought it was not going to even get close.
No, I thought it would get close. I just thought that 150,000 wasn't going to get hit, and it might. So
gotcha.
Like I assumed, some people are going to give up their track, but not a lot. And this is definitely more than I thought. I thought we had like 90,000, and then maybe finish that like 135. But it looks like we're going to finish like 170, probably 165. But we won't get to this number. There's no way unless they extend that like a few months.
What number? The million?
This 350,000.
Oh, the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like everyone who was planning to do this already done it, right? Like.
Yeah, possibly, and it's actually more than a million if they hit all of them, I think. Or are those just milestones?
Million's the cap. Yeah, 888 is the that'll open up all the perks. So
gotcha. All right, guys, put your questions in the chat. Did we send Raul the?
I did.
Yeah,
okay. He got it.
Just making sure that's good. Put your questions in the chat. We can get to some of those actually while we're waiting on them.
Yep.
We're curious to know what you guys think too about the the ecosystem validator pool. Put your comments in the chat. Just curious because you guys are part of the community as well, so that gives us an indicator too of how everybody feels.
100%.
So. All right, I'm gonna hit on some comments first. Sixes says cat fight between Dr. Seuss Sats and Billy the Cat. Who's Billy the Cat? Is that another meme that's out there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gonna have to look into that one. All right. Crypto hot news. We're gonna go to Raul in a second. He just joined us, but crypto hot news says Jeff announced the Merlin rune. Probably the name will be the bitmap token. Any update about that, Legends? Well, thank you for calling us Legends. We appreciate that. But the bitmap token rune, I don't know. I haven't heard very much information, but we do have a little meet and greet today with the man, the myth, the legend himself, and so we'll ask him about that.
I hope it's the Rune and not the BRC20 that gets locked. Or if you could choose, I would rather want the like let's just say on the way out, you can choose if you want it to be the Rune or the BRC20. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, guys. It's officially that time of the week. Every week, guys, we do a little thing called Fluid Fridays. Fluid Fridays is obviously brought to you by the great people at BTC Fluid Tokens. Check them out. They're building an amazing swap over there, and we're gonna get right into that. So let's bring in Raul now. Raul, man, welcome back to the show, man. It's so great to have you again.
Thanks a lot, and hi, guys. Glad to be here again.
Glad to have you.
Sir. So
how are you?
Good.
We're good, man. So when the last time we talked to you, you're talking about this swap, and we had the limit orders. Then we just kind of changed the sats. Now you can kind of see it the way you see it on Magic Eden. Can you kind of give us any update on anything that's going on over there with that?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, we are going live next week. So finally, next week, users will be able to trade the amount of Rune they wish without being afraid of being sniped by someone. So, and it's going to be completely decentralized and permissionless. So runes or Bitcoin will not be given out to Fluid tokens or passed by our addresses, but it's all going to happen peer-to-peer. And so this is the major update. And the second thing is that maybe I can show you around and show you a preview of what's coming next week. Like right now we are polishing it a bit. So
awesome. Let's do it.
And while you pull that up, could you just explain why you can't get sniped?
Sure. Because being an order book DEX, I am exchanging my Bitcoins or runes against someone else's order. This means that once I'm signing for the swap to happen, I am already selecting who is going to be the parties, me and the other one. I can't be sniped because the sniper should do the same thing again, and even increasing the fees. We are not competing for fees in this case. The fee is the same, even if someone would like to snipe in this sense. And but it doesn't happen. It should be also to try to create a notification for that for the creator of the limit order. So there is a protection against this. Even on-chain is not possible.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Awesome. Let's jump into it here. Raul's going to show us kind of a little preview of what to look forward to here.
Yeah, tell me when you see it.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Well, the first update that you can see here is, and it's really nice. It's not really related to the DEX, but you can see that over here we are having the runes. So we will have a toggle to land against ordinals or runes. But this is a work in progress and should be live in mid-June.
Nice.
So I'm going to be able to take a loan against my dog?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. That's really cool.
And
I got a lot of dog, Raul.
So wait. We got to be careful because there's some, we got to be honest, we got some degenerates that listen to our show or watch our show. So wait, you're telling me that you can take a loan against your runes and theoretically you can use that capital to buy more Doggo to the Moon and then take another loan against that Doggo to the Moon and then use that to buy more Doggo to the Moon. And basically that's a manual way to have a long position. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking off the top of my head here.
Exactly. No. That's exactly how it works. It would work, and you can leverage. Basically, it's trading leverage directly on layer one, and you will be able to get more dogs using Fluid DEX.
Yeah, and there's no way to get liquidated, right? Because all you have to do is pay back the loan.
Well, I was gonna say that because in a sense, it's like an options type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like options has the calls and puts. The calls are basically long positions. The puts are shorts. But with options, you have a date that you have to pay. You have to decide you're either going to take it or not. And in this case, you'll have the date to pay back your loan.
Yeah, exactly. And what does it mean? It means also that I don't get liquidated. However, I must be sure that I'm not putting everything on the collateral side, or otherwise I won't be able to pay back the loans, right? So in this case, it's not really going to work. And let me see. Okay, sorry, I was setting the mainnet. So there is no liquidation because if I pay back, I am able to get my runes. But what happens if the runes price are not able to cover my interest that I have to pay back? In that case, the lender is going to get all the
tokens.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting.
So okay, I think that I got it now. We share it again.
All right.
So there were many changes on the DEX side. This is the easy version that most of us will see, but you can go on the pro mode, and this is more interesting because you can see exactly what's happening with the orders, right?
Oh wow!
And once the swap will be live, there will be also the chart. We are still thinking if aggregating with different trades data like Magic Eden, Unisat, in order to show all the swaps that are happening in real time. And the most important thing that we can see here is that what we can do is make a purchase of runes of the amount I want. So if there is an order that can cover my swap, so let's try to make a small order for dog. Let's see what happens. So here I'm using 68,000 Satoshis. I can see here. This is the price that I can get for, because that's the best order at the moment. And
it's going to give you the best available, the cheapest basically available. Okay.
Exactly. I decided the amount of Bitcoin that I was willing to
use.
Exactly. And as soon as I click swap, what's going to happen is going to happen that the backend is going to calculate the best, let's say the best transaction, and will show me. Now what we can see here is that we are, let's see, we're transferring. Okay, in this case we can see our Bitcoin that is being used. However, let me see, let me try again, because it should show the dog that is coming back, right? Or wait, now I know what's going on. I know, 1 second. It won't show me because I'm actually exchanging with myself. So if I'm sending dogs to myself, let me change the account. So it will show you. And this is actually something really interesting, because we will probably launch only supporting Xverse for this reason. And you may wonder why. Well, the reason is that Xverse is able to show you exactly what's going on the Rune side.
Yeah.
While other wallets don't show you all the details of the orders of what's happening. So let me show you.
Because one's coming from the Bitcoin address and one's going to the ordinal address, and that is why you can see it without it just being just one bulk, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So we are connected again. Let's see.
Guys, what you're watching too is an instant liquidity swap, by the way.
Yeah.
So there's basically, the way that they're setting it up is, once there is an order made on the other side, you can swap instantly. So that's what he's walking us through here.
Yes, exactly. Let me see. Let me try another rune. This is a test rune that we are having here. Okay, in this case, I can see someone that made a sell and buy order. I will try to sell. I have 240. Let's try to sell 100. Okay, that's not really a lot. 240 maybe, all of it. Let's see if it works. Okay. In this case, you see exactly what's going on. You are sending away the runes. You are receiving some Bitcoin. And you can see here the OP code and everything. And this means that before signing, you can check what's going on, right? You can see if the right amount of Bitcoin you are receiving. You can see the right amount of runes that you are receiving or sending away. And this is useful. Like, you can be 100% sure of what exactly is going on. Now let's try again with a different account. Let's see. Let's change.
So is that support going to be ready next week?
Sorry?
Is this support going to be ready next week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So let's go again with the other rune here, over here. This is the test rune that we have been using. Okay, in this case, I have more runes, like 1,320. And you see now I don't see any more. Why? Because again, it's my order. So if it's my order, I'm not sending away rooms, and I'm not doing anything, and it's not going to show me.
Got you. So was that basically creating the order?
Sorry?
Were you trying to create the order just now? Is that why it didn't show? Because you're creating the order for your own account, or?
Yeah, essentially, I created a limit order. I'm trying to fulfill my same order.
Okay.
And it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do is that let's see if I want decentralized. In this case, I don't have a rune. Okay. Someone else has created some sell orders. Let's see if I can purchase some of them. Okay, I don't have. I need to go to the Bitcoin side. Let's see. Okay, you see, as soon as I choose, oh, sorry, I am in here. I'm trying to swap Bitcoin against decentralized. There is not enough liquidity over there to fill my order. Okay, I have to make a really small order.
Okay.
And what happens if there is no enough liquidity? Like at first I was trying to, in that case, what happens is that I have to create a limit order because of what I'm trying to do is not really happening.
Yeah.
And in that case, I will create a limit order for that. And it's going to appear over here, and someone will be able to fulfill it later as I did.
Gotcha. So that's you have the swap and the limit order options in case they want to do it quick or if they want to do the limit order. For the swap, it showed that you could do a small order. Were you not able to process that, or is that something you're still you guys are still working on in the back end?
No, you're right. So what happens? What happened is that that order was not available anymore because the creator probably swapped, traded, or did something else with that. So what happens is that as soon as that order is not found available anymore, it's just canceled by the order book. In this way, you can continue to.
So basically, they changed their mind and they pulled back the limit order that they created, or the swap order.
Exactly.
Sorry. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
So no, ideally what happens is that you go on the swap page, you pick the amount you want with runes or Bitcoin that you are willing to swap, and you select, of course, the rune that you want to trade, and you process the transaction. The other party gets a notification on the app, on the email, and is able to finish and send on-chain the transaction. And this is what happens. If I'm willing to trade way more than what is available at the moment, the app will pop up and say, please create a limit order. And that's going to happen.
Gotcha.
That's really cool. So if I want to trade, let's just say like Mr. Yen, Japanese businessman Rune, and like but I want to get dog, right? I don't want to go to Bitcoin. I want to go right to dog. I can go and set that limit order, and somebody with dog can come and buy my Mr. Yen, Japanese businessman.
Yes.
And I can do that with any token I want.
Yes, ideally, yes. We are not we have not enabled yet that mode, but it is possible. Like trade runes against runes is the same as trade them against the Bitcoin, so it's going to work in the same way.
That's really cool. That's different from anything you do right now. Like right now, you have to go to Bitcoin with every trade. So that's definitely, you guys are definitely that's groundbreaking for sure.
Yeah. We've heard about, some other platforms that had this idea of sell side liquidity and stuff. So this is interesting, kind of having it in the swap model. So I'll be very interested for next week's release to see how well that works. Obviously, it's new, it's innovative. So, I think the biggest thing that people have to keep in mind is that for you to be able to sell, like using a swap to sell or buy, there has to have the available liquidity there. Because if it's not, then it's going to prompt you to use the limit order option. But as it gets more popular, there'll be more liquidity added. So that shouldn't be a problem in the long term, is what the approach is here.
And we are also, when we think about this, is when you apply, for instance, on a centralized exchange that they work order books, usually there is a market maker that is taking care of the liquidity to make sure that there is always liquidity over there. In the same way, we can create an SDK, an API for projects to create their own liquidity on their DEX and make sure that the users are always able to trade the token. And it happens in the same way on the exchanges. So we said, why don't we can do it on Bitcoin? Like, let's give the powers to the projects. As on Uniswap, for instance, on Ethereum, they set up their liquidity pool with the ETH and the token itself. Here they can do the same, setting up a market maker bot, for instance, that provides liquidity for trading.
Amazing. Sounds amazing. Yeah, man. So, and by using these swaps, right, next week when it opens, you are accumulating points, correct? I think that's a big thing.
Yes.
So the more and more you use this, the more and more points you get. Could you speak onto that? And do you have any information about that you could speak on? Or?
Sure. So now we are working also on releasing in June a dashboard. We really appreciate all the support that we got from the users, because once we launched the decks in like only limit mode or the like testing phase, we got so many users that tested it, that played around with it, and it was awesome. So what's going to happen? It's going to happen that in July, we plan July or late August, we will make our Rune, etching it, and create some rewards for the user that helped us a lot in order to get, let's say, used to the Bitcoin ecosystem. And we learned with them. We got so many, also on Discord, we got so many tickets saying, please add this, please add that. Or you guys, you helped us with the pricing. We had the pricing in Bitcoin. You made us fix also in Satoshis per runes, and that's useful.
Yep, for sure. I got an idea for you on the points, and it has to do with passes and stuff, but we can talk about that during our weekly meetings. But we do have one question from our community here for you, if you don't mind answering.
Sure.
Yes, Yashir is one of our great long-time community members. Says, one question for the fluid tokens. I have network error every time I want to swap or limit trade. I opened a ticket in your Discord, but no response yet. So go ahead.
We know exactly what ticket is this, and we're actually actively looking into it, because it's the first time that happens. What happens right now? We have set a limit for limit orders. Therefore, a user cannot create infinite limit orders for the same rune, or because that could create like a spam attack, a vector attack against the platform itself, since it's off-chain, it's not on-chain, right? However, our user here, we have checked, and he has not previous limit order, so we are checking what's the exception in this case. So don't worry, we are working on that heads down, and we will come back to you.
Yeah. And I think maybe what we can do later on, once your team is have a little bit more bandwidth and stuff, maybe we can create a fluid tokens channel in our Discord as well. And if there's any questions or something, you can have maybe like a team member that checks on those or something, but we'll figure it out in terms of those kind of questions. But guys, keep, asking these types of questions that helps them. I'll tell you right now that their entire team is heads down, building, making all this stuff, try to get all these latest innovations to you guys. We meet with Rival weekly, and we know that they're working hard to deliver for you guys. So
yes.
So last week you were in Lisbon. We know a lot of people were there. How was it? Can you give us anything from that? Maybe any alpha or anything you see was happening?
Absolutely. So we arrived there on Monday because there was this competition from Stack. We were playing with them, and we met actually for the first time Renaissance, and that guy is amazing. Ed, I think that is his name. It's amazing because as long as Fluid also we do landing against runes, and so theoretically we are competitors, but we were there meeting, and it was not about being competitor, but it was about we are building on the same layer. We are here creating an ecosystem together. So we shared together with him, we spoke a lot, and it was very, very nice. And also we were able to learn a bit more about what's the layers 2 solutions that are over there. Then the Pizza Ninja guys arrived, I think, in the evening. It was amazing. We met Trevor for the very first time, and we were finally able to connect with some of the community. Like they knew Fluid when we spoke about it, and it was nice to finally see people recognizing our brand and seeing that what we are doing is something different in the ecosystem.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. And yeah, I guess you had a good time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
All right. I think that's the end of this segment. Do you have anything else? Maybe you missed or anything, or you're good?
I think that well, stay tuned for next week. Next week we will finally launch over it as project. We will also deploy some liquidity for some runes, so users will be able to trade directly from day one and experiment with it. Make sure if you want to use the DEX in this phase, use an Xverse wallet. We are already in contact with every other wallet in order to support them ideally, because we want to onboard everyone. But for this first phase, we will start with Xverse. That is the only one that shows completely breakdown of the transaction view, also to protect our users. And yeah, that's it for now. Can't wait to launch it, and then we will be focused on the runes landing.
That sounds amazing. I'm excited, man. Guys, go check out btc.fluidtokens.com. Being early is huge here. I mean, we know that time we were rewarded time in and time out, guys. So go check it out. Be kind of understand what's going on before the swap comes out. That's the big thing. Do a limit order, mess with that. Just mess with the deck, so that way when it is live, you guys can be one of the first people on it, and that is huge. Thank you so much, Raul, for joining us, and we can't wait till next week.
Thanks to you. Bye, guys.
See you, bud.
Take it easy.
Absolutely amazing. Raul was always fun, always exciting. What was your take from that?
That they've been working, hard nonstop for to get this, this delivered. We're definitely going to be, focused on the platform next week. We'll be doing some swapping live, most likely. But yeah, so you said mess with the platform, all that stuff. Yes, but not just to get familiar with it, but hey, look, you'll get some points, and hopefully I have a good idea with the points. Hopefully that could work. We'll see whenever we talk to him next for our weekly meeting. But I'm excited for it because look, they come from another UTXO chain, so they have that experience. Plus, they're trying to kind of break the mold in terms of how things are done, right? And their docs, they come on our show every week. You guys get to meet and know Raul, so I love that aspect of it, and that's how all our partners are really. Like you guys have seen all our partners, like Traverse's face, their face, stuff like that. So
yeah, man.
All right. Let me comb through real quick and see if there was any other questions that we had. I think there was a couple, but 285 people in here, guys.
Let's go.
Yeah, definitely not bad for a slow and kind of gloomy Friday. It's raining over here where I am, but I'm talking about mostly on Bitcoin. But let's see. Yeah, sure says, I'm sure the bitmap token going to be a crazy runes. Jeff announced, I guess all those problems and critics made Jeff a workaholic manager. I mean, he's in the zone. I'll tell you that. He is in the zone right now. What were you about to say?
No, I was just saying that Bitcoin's down to 66,896 right now.
Yep. All right. I think that might be it, guys. Johnny Utah. Pepe is an OG meme of Bitcoin and crypto. Why haven't we seen a Pepe PFP or runes in the top 10 yet? And do you think one's coming? I don't think derivatives do that great on other chains.
Yeah.
They do for little pushes or little pump periods. I know BRC20. Pepe was actually the first one, though. And before the ETH Pepe. But the ETH Pepe got the biggest, right? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, there was a few Pepes that just kind of came in and just kind of sank. How many images of Pepe can you really put, right? Like how many different hats can you put on a Pepe and stuff like that? And it's just, I don't know. Somebody could do it. I don't know if it would be popular. But I just think people want like original stuff. And Pepe's kind of played out as of right now. You do have the Pepe on what is it called? On Jake was showing us.
Bitcoin Pepe Matrix?
Yeah, no. The not Jeff. Jake Sassy.
Rare Pepes.
Rare Pepe. So you do have those.
Counterparty.
It's on Counterparty and stuff like that. But eventually, I can see that stuff being bridged over to Ordinal, so that could be really big.
I don't know, but the thing about those are, in my opinion, those are like the best collector items with digital artifacts, in general, because those hold good value. I mean, Counterparty just doesn't get a lot of attention, and spotlight, but I remember when things were slow last year, they were trading for like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like the rare Pepe vibe, man. It seems like really kind of like if you have to be in the know, you know, to know about that stuff.
100%. Yeah.
Vaxzone says, what do you say about Orphi? The chart looks very bullish. It looks like track at the very beginning. Is Orphi taking off now?
I don't know, man. I haven't looked
You might
at it.
have to take a look at it. Yeah.
It's trading on MEXC. So let's see.
That's an interesting one. I definitely haven't looked at that one in a minute. I know they had a pretty hype like launch.
Nah, I mean it's 50 cents. It's been 50 cents for over a month. Hasn't really been moving.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so if it's 50 cents, yeah, it's definitely not really doing too much because I think it was around that price before, like you said. But yeah. All right. All right, we're getting towards the end here. William Ganari says, what do you think about dog going to the moon? The dog coin is exploding. It can do 10x easily. It's the first meme on the Bitcoin network. It's not the first meme, but it can 10x. I agree with that.
It's one of the first Rune memes, all right? Because Fehu's not a Rune meme, and R6 not like a meme. So I mean, technically, it's the first Rune meme for sure. But we talked about that earlier in the show. If you want to go back and watch that, we kind of really got in depth of how we were feeling on that. But definitely bullish on it for sure.
Yeah. Johnny Utah, do you guys think or do you guys know what's up with Bitcoin Pepe Matrix? I was just talking about that. That's interesting. It says changing their name to just Pepe. Well, do you think that's a good move?
No, it's a terrible move. There's just too many Pepes.
So Bitcoin Pepe Matrix, they should keep it, right?
I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, why make the change? You already developed it.
They did pretty well with their marketing. Johnny Utah also follows up with, when are we going to start loading up on bitmaps? Do you have a date that you want to start loading up on bitmaps?
I want to buy the coin. I have no really interest in the actual bitmaps anymore, but I want to get a bunch of that coin. But having the coin allows me to kind of not have a million different things in my wallet, and I could just have that Rune. I would love to have that Rune in my my Rune
Merlin
wallet, for sure. Yeah,
your Merlin wallet.
Even
but okay, let's say that there's a lot of people that think like you, right? And they want the bitmap token. What does that do to bitmap's floor price, do you think? I mean, in theory, we kind of know, right? But what do you think actually happens?
Well, it gives that token value. I mean, it becomes a derivative of bitmap. So if bitmap goes up, that goes up. And the same thing, if that token starts to fly on exchanges, then let's just say Gate.io picks it up, right? And then people just want exposure to bitmap, so they buy that token up. That's going to give you a reason to kind of go buy it up off the open market and go turn it into coins, because those coins are valuable, and that creates kind of like a way of I forget that word, but it's like
arbitrage.
You can arbitrage it that way and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm bigger on the token than I am the bitmaps. I'm not really like a metaverse guy, but I want the token, and I want to potentially stake it somewhere. That'd be pretty cool, earning something.
Yeah. So when I was talking just now about kind of the theory and logic behind this, we've been talking about this being a possibility for probably over 6 months.
Yeah.
When Jeff first talked about the WMAP token, he says that there's a lot of whales like Shizzy. Shizzy the whale. Whales in the Chinese community that think the same way. They're like, we don't really care about the bitmaps, but we want the price action with it. And so that, came up the idea of WMAP. And so logic says, if you have to lock your bitmaps up for liquidity for these tokens, that will increase the bitmap floor price. I think the tokens have to really catch. Like if that token's getting to like $500 million market cap, then we're talking.
Good.
Then we're talking, and it should push the bitmap floor price up. Then I think like everybody would be happy if you own a bitmap. Like no more like, I don't trust Jeff, I don't trust this, or I don't trust that. Like bitmap number go up, whether you're on layer 1 or you're on sidechain, you're happy at the end of the day. Most people, right? So that's kind of the logic behind that.
I agree.
All right, I'm going to try to rush through these because we do have a meeting coming up. LSR says, is investing in Track now a good proposition? That question's for you.
No, I don't think so. I think Track's about to be diluted heavily with the tap token. It's basically the same token. I just feel like they're. I mean, I own the Track token, and I'm gonna hold it. But I just feel like this tap thing is just dilution, and 6% just isn't enough to be worth the dilution.
Yeah. I think it's a hard play to really dissect, because if Track's token doesn't go up in value like pretty substantially, I feel like the community will bitch and moan big time, because a lot of people have been waiting for this token to get to, I know I've been waiting for, my target was $30, right? Per Track token. Yeah. So that's like peak bull. I said that was where the top could be. Now, do you think they care? I think they do, because like Track was the initial community built, it wasn't tap. So I think the team has already put that into, calculation of how to get the Track token up, which is part of this whole staking thing, right? Yeah. Locking it up and stuff like that. So, but it's not guaranteed. I'll say that. Like, things kind of seem a little shaky right now, but we'll see. If tap comes out like the ecosystem and it is everything that they say it is, I think that just is bullish for everything, but we'll see.
I agree.
Yasher says, I prefer the individual validator than the pool, but I assume tap will remain a number 2 after the runes, because they do not have the community as big as Rune's ecosystem. Maybe I'm wrong. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. A DJ says, is it easier to create utilities or platforms in Runes than BRC20?
Yeah, for sure. BRC20s, you got the transfer inscription. I've been saying that for a while, and that's the only reason why I'm not bullish on BRC20s. And the only way to really fix that is to create a new standard. You can't, or like bridge it to a new standard, or there's something like that. There's no really way of fixing that on this kind of thing. I mean, they're talking about this layer 2 that the layer 1 is foundation is building. If you have to bridge your a side chain, that's all. I mean, 100%. You're not. I don't. You can call it 1.5, 1.62. If you have to bridge, you are just. I'd rather just bridge to EVM, because I understand it and I know that it's it works properly. So I don't know. I'm just not bullish on the BRC20 landscape, and I just think it's Runes is place for utility, and I think that you're going to see that. I mean, Decentralized is building something, RSIC is building something, and I'm curious to see what they're going to be. But I think they're going to be pretty big.
I mean, we need to see it or have some information before I get extremely bullish on what they're building, because we don't know what it is. But once they release more information, I think we can kind of dissect that more.
I mean, look at Raul. I mean, it's centralized, right? But like they're building something. It's really cool. I mean, you're gonna be able to swap now. Like it's gonna feel like a normal swap.
But the difference is that Raul is like out there, like telling everybody, this is what we're building.
Well, Raul's ready. That's the difference. You know what I mean? He's coming out next week. These guys might be pushing. I mean, it takes time to build on Bitcoin. It's not easy. So
yeah, maybe not as much time for someone that's familiar with the UTXO chains. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. DJ says, can a cat meme coin like Cats in the Sats help activate OpCat? Do you think about what do you think about OpCat? So I'm not letting at you, DJ. I think that this is the same kind of approach that like the Quantum Cat team took, right? Hey, it obviously seems like it works, so sure, Cats in the Hats can help activate OpCat, but I think like the team needs to make that their mission. I just thought that was kind of funny. What do you think about OpCat? I think that if OpCat gets added to Bitcoin Core, it changes the entire landscape of what these developers are going to do. Because worst case scenario, it could create a new standard, because you can have smart contracts now, which could create a new fungible token standard if people want, whoever decides wants to be greedy and says, we're not going to use any of these meta protocols for this new token standard. We're going to create our own. All that, like, you get scared because all that feels like it gets wiped out. I don't think that happens. I think there's too many like politics in it, too many large stakeholders in terms of prominent people in Bitcoin for that to happen. But it definitely changes everything, because now you're using computational, power on Bitcoin. smart contracts is a very serious thing, and at that point, and so see.
Yeah, I mean, to make any change, you need the 51% of the hash power to make that change. So you're gonna have to convince a lot of different mining companies to move that. I mean, I think you would need, you know, all of the United States and all of China, and Japan, their mining stuff to really kind of get that 51%. I mean, so they all have to agree that this is good for Bitcoin. So
yeah,
we'll see.
well, I don't know. Like when Ethereum got their ETF approved, I think that made people think twice about things. Plus, like it would increase volume for sure.
Yeah,
it would increase volume transactions. That's for sure.
But the block size war was a block size war, you know. So that was a war for sure. So
what do you mean? Because it like caused the fork?
It, you know, a completely a rift between two cultures, right? A lot of people a lot of people are on the, you know, on the side of the large blocks, but then they just they saw who won and they just went to that side. But it was a lot more people that were on the you know, that side of the war. I mean, it almost got like 40%.
Are you talking about the larger block?
Yeah. So you're gonna need a war to get an opcode passed.
Well, think about this. If you could get 40% during that time period, whenever it wasn't popular, like mainstream wise, you know what I mean? Then you could probably easily get.
It was more centralized back then, though. Now there's a lot more companies and stuff. There was no Riot back then. There was no Mana back then. Those companies didn't exist yet. So that was the difference.
But those companies want to increase their bottom line.
But is it to risk Bitcoin getting hacked? One hack and Bitcoin's no longer unhackable.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm not trying to take a side on security or not being the priority. If I were to, I would say security. I'm saying what I think, like these publicly traded companies in America, which is very capitalistic mindset, that are just look at the pharmaceutical industry. They don't do it for what's right or wrong or what's better.
That's true.
They do it for what's better for their bottom line. And I mean, I'm just saying, this could be more serious than we initially thought in terms of opcat getting added or an opcode getting added to core. But until it gets further down the line, I think we just enjoy the time that we're here right now. Right. I think that's what we got to think about. I feel like things just got really serious real quick.
I'm just saying that's the conversation that we've been having for a while now. It's kind of just like I don't think that there will ever be an opcode, you know, and I mean I hope so. I mean I would love that, but I just can't see it happening.
Kai Effect, what's up, brother? He says it would be cool if there was a way to aggregate the liquidity for all the Bitcoin trading lending pro. Yeah, I agree. That would be cool. They're doing that on ETH. I know they're doing kind of like a liquid sharing liquidity type of thing. And then Yasher says, guys, please do not be sad just because of slight bleeding of BTC. We have been in this situation several times. Yep, you're absolutely right. And you just turned my frown upside down. Thank you, sir. Kyla says, congratulations to everyone on the upcoming summer. And then the last, let's see.
Congratulations on the summer.
Yeah. Well, because she's saying good my summer. She's upcoming summer.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. B says here in Brazil, the biggest ripe is Rune's dog is the best. Oh, yep. So I guess Rune's is doing well there. And then last question, Abdul says thoughts on DMT frogs.
Nat frogs. None.
Yeah. They're number 3 right now in the DMT collections. I feel like Nat Cats and then the Royals, even though they just launched, I feel like they're the number 2, and then Nat Frogs are number 3. But that's just my opinion.
Yep.
And he says they have an auction on Ord City. So guys, if you're interested in that, go check that out. Last one, guys. What about SGN show? God, nice. SGN Rune minting nearly 400 wallets, nearly 600, actually 500. Don't know. Gonna check Japanese? It out, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I'll check it out. But that wraps it up. 320 people in here, guys. 320 people in here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for sure. It's been a, kind of a slow start to the day with finishing strong, I feel like. And
crazy
please, yeah, crazy week for sure. Please check out our partners here. You can see Fluid tokens. We just went over Fluid Fridays. You have Rothium Dex on Merlin Chain that set to launch very soon, and then you have Traverse Labs, the #1 solution for security in Bitcoin. So make sure to check them out. We appreciate them, and we appreciate all 323 of you guys. That number keeps going up. But thank you.
For sure, guys. Definitely check out OrdinalRevolution.com. We have it down here as always, but check that out for us. That really helps the show. You don't got to buy anything, got to click anything. Just go to OrdinalRevolution.com. But if you are interested in Ordinal's gear, we do have some of the best gear if you click the store. And if you're going to Bitcoin Nashville to wear that gear, we have a 21% off coupon at the top there for Bitcoin Nashville for the event. So check that out. And guys, we'll be here all week next week. We'll have a weekend update for you on Sunday. And we're going to schedule a members only video or live
stream
this upcoming weekend or within the next 3 to 4 days. So check that out. If you want to join that, you just got to join the YouTube membership. The membership is on YouTube if you're on Twitter, and it's just $9.99 a month, and that gives you access to our portfolios. We're going to kind of break that down for you. I've made a ton of changes in mine, and we'll talk all about that. So we'll definitely check that out really soon. And enjoy the weekend, guys. Tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow's June 1st. Enjoy your families. Enjoy the boringness, because in a few months it's not going to be so boring, and you're going to be glued to your seat. You're going to be glued here, because if you get up, you're going to miss an opportunity. So just enjoy the time before that starts, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
We OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro.
Rune stuff.
Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.